honestly believe that in a year's time, Coach Prime could make Colorado very dangerous offensively, or at the very least, very exciting to watch offensively. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Last year, Colorado was horrendous. Overall, as a team, they were horrendous. But offensively, there was only one game last year where they scored over 21 points. And in that game, they scored 34. They lost that game still. Every other game, they did not score over 21 points. Points were just hard to come by for the Buffalo. With Coach Prime and the guys he's going to bring in, that we expect him to bring in, that could change very, very quickly. Let's start off with QB1, the most important position on the field, Shedeur Sanders. A 4-star recruit who shocked the world the first time he committed to a school by choosing FAU, and then shocked the world a second time when he chose to go play for his father at Jackson State. He stepped onto this field in his freshman year, a 65% completion percentage, not bad at all, 3,200 yards passing, averaged 7.8 yards an attempt, a completion, 30 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. And he had a QB rating of 151.7 in his freshman year. Now, just to put that into perspective, the only other quarterback who was better than him in his own conference as a true freshman was arguably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in his conference, Akil Glass, who was a senior. A senior. And he was a freshman as the second best statistically in his conference. He follows that up in his sophomore year, this year. 311 completions, 443 attempts, 36 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. And his passer rating is 158. Shedeur is a guy who knows where he's going to go with the football, who's very decisive in that manner. He takes very good care of the football. Also, his ball placement, something that a lot of quarterbacks desire. He has very good ball placement. His offseason training with Brady has been paying off. He's a very careful quarterback. Also, his ability to keep plays alive in the pocket, even though he does not possess the speed of his father, is something that's underrated about his game. So you have that going for you. Then you look at the running back position. Trey Sanders, former 5-star recruit at the University of Alabama, didn't have the best time. He suffered a season in Alabama, it didn't happen. He has 2 years of eligibility left remaining. He needed a new change of scenery. And he reached out to Coach Prime, asking him if he had room. And you know Coach Prime ain't hard to find. So Trey Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, they have no relation, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And then you look at the wide receiver position. A guy who Coach Prime has been in talks with since he was at Jackson State, who he was trying to get to go to Jackson State and was almost successful in that before he took the job at Colorado. Damon Demas. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. The former 5-star wide receiver from Texas A&M. Demas had a little legal trouble, so he had to sit out last year. But he's ready now. And he's been hinting towards going to Jackson State back before Coach Prime announced that he was going to Colorado. Now that he's at Colorado, Demas has come out and said Colorado is a great place to live. At least that's what he thinks. He wants to go play for Prime. And I think him and Sanders will do just that. So now you got Demas. Now you got Trey Sanders. You got Shedeur Sanders. And sometimes on the other side of the ball, you'll have Travis Hunter, the number 1 recruit in the country. A guy who plays defense just as good as he plays offense. A guy who had multiple ESPN top 10 catches this season at Jackson State when he was healthy. But he'll only be in for packages. But when he gets it on offense, it's going to be something special. Now imagine on top of all that, having to cover Kevin Coleman, the number 1 slot receiver in the class of 2022 as well. Because he's not returning to Jackson State. And I'm pretty sure he's going to follow Prime. He's a part of that Louis luggage that Coach Prime was talking about bringing with him to Colorado. Kevin Coleman had a very successful year in his freshman season at Jackson State. Did he start? No. That's because he had a couple guys ahead of him who were upperclassmen and who were also transfers with NFL opportunities. He contributed in special teams. He contributed in a big way. Even though he wasn't the starter, he contributed in a big way in his freshman year. He played a lot of valuable minutes. Of course, they have to get the offensive line straightened out, and I don't doubt that they will. But these guys already sounds a lot better than what Colorado's offense was last year. All I can say is get ready. Because they coming. And this is coming from an Oregon fan. Colorado's coming. But with that being said, you are watching the BlitzCity Podcast. I'm your host, Kobe Orr, and I'm out. Peace.